What's up, YouTube? So we back at it once again. We got a new video. So currently, guys, if you guys pay attention to the scenery that I'm in right now, I'm actually currently on South Beach, Miami. So where do I start? Number one, the weather is, it's a little windy out here. Nice views. I got some great news for you guys as far as on the real estate tip before I get into today's video. Number one, we just locked up a 15,000 square feet deal. It's a, and I'll put it in the video, but it's 15,000 square feet. It's a split unit. My client is Ross. Not Ross, but my client would be next door to Ross, but basically it would be a high-class beauty supply store, Oasis Beauty Supply. We just finalized the executed deal. So that's something big that, I can actually officially talk about now. Now it's time for me to properly invoice the landlord so I can get paid. But amazing deal. I didn't want to do like just a genuine market update. If you're a buyer and you are playing with a ton of cash, millions of dollars, this is definitely the market for you. You can win super big. You can find some of the greatest deals that a lot of people have been hoping that they were going to find in the past 5 years when they said the market was going to recorrect itself. Based off of 2020, what a lot of people are not really aware of is that a lot of people they overpaid for properties, number one. Number two, a lot of people were able to get loans that they weren't evidently able to afford, which evidently is what's happening in 2026, where a lot of people are currently in a position to where they cannot afford to pay their mortgage that they obtained in 2020. So when it comes to that, you tend to have a lot of people who are evidently looking crazy. A lot of people they want to sell, they can't afford to sell at the price that they can't afford to sell at the price that they want to sell at, because the property is not worth that much. Because most of these people in 2020 overpaid, overstayed, and they were giving adjustable rate mortgages, and then when they refied and made them fixed, now a lot of people are stuck in a position to where they got fired from their jobs, lost their main sources of income, and then of course, with it being 2026, a lot of that money is not moving and not in the economy anymore like it once was. So a lot of people are now looking a little crazy. If you go to Tampa, let's get the Tampa market. If you go to Tampa right now in the commercial space, if you go to downtown Tampa, or if you even go to downtown St. Pete, Tampa, empty. It's all empty. Condos, commercial spaces, office spaces. None of the people can afford that rent, and a lot of people are getting just straight up evicted. They can't afford it, and they can't survive. It's hard for people out here. And then also correlation to the housing market for a lot of people, because a lot of these people currently, as of last week, Tampa currently has some of the highest rates of foreclosure that a lot of people, this is what I feel in Tampa. What's going on in Tampa, a lot of people did not, a lot of people in Tampa did not, what do you call it? They didn't, as I was saying, a lot of people in Tampa, and of course in other places in Florida, they put themselves in a situation to where a lot of people have no choice but to get foreclosed on. So with that being said, you have a whole market But people are living in Tampa to where you have the highest foreclosure rate in the country, and it's only going to benefit powerful investors who have a ton of cash, who can come in and take advantage on a good deal. Because evidently, the banks just want their money back. A lot of other people, we just want to start over and get out. One thing we're also starting to see in this real estate market is a lot of people entertaining the thought of seller and owner finance. So just to be a little transparent with you guys, it wasn't until 2025 in my real estate career where I actually even did a deal that was owner finance. Before that, people would always ask me about it every now and then, but I never worked in a market where that was a thing. When the different companies that I used to work for, a lot of them used to tell me, owner finance is not even a thing anymore because it was so rare because of, 2020, 2019, prior to that, everything was all good and Gucci. Well, now, with foreclosures being at an all-time high, people can't afford rent, can't afford the cost of living and whatnot. Everybody's trying to do owner financing now, even with a lot of my deals. First thing people are asking, will you guys do seller finance, owner finance, creative financing of some sort? Because what I'm starting to realize at this current economy is it's very rare nowadays to run into somebody with a 700, 800, even 650 credit score. For the most part, it doesn't exist. I've even been working with a lot of lenders, not lenders, but I've been working with a lot of rental clients. A lot of these rental clients were basically letting me know that they're even willing to accept credit score with a 520, 560, 580, because evidently it's hard to get people in a place and get with a decent credit score because everybody's credit is messed up. And guys, when I tell you it's bad, it's bad. Like, lenders are having it. So this is definitely an economy to where if your cash flow is not king, you're gonna be looking crazy. Yeah. But what I will do to end this video off, I don't want to give you guys a whole bunch of negative stuff and not give you no real solutions. And these of course are my personal opinion, but when it comes to actual solutions and what can actually be done on that tip is, number one, use this time to find or start a business that can change your life and generate as much cash flow as possible. 2, save your money. 3, invest any money that you evidently make. Also, this is a great time for people to start reassessing the skill sets that they have. Because at the end of the day, part of the reasons, with people losing their jobs, a lot of people are actually afraid and not filing for unemployment. A lot of people are too prideful because they think that once they lose their job, that, unemployment's going to save them. And that's not really the case. A lot of people, it's taking them 6 to 8 months to get even approved and on unemployment. And a lot of people also think, based on surveys, that within that time frame, that they should have found another job. Well, the problem is that these people have not been able to find new jobs. So, evidently, the way the market is going, a lot of these guys have to kind of take matters into their own hands and, get it by any means necessary, in my opinion. I mean, you take it as you will, but, a lot of people have to kind of figure out how they're going to survive, how they're going to make money, and how they're going to continue to build and take their lives to the next level. So, in my personal opinion, I think, you listen to some of the tips that I give you guys in the real estate videos, you guys will evidently change your life, be able to buy property. I did want to end this video off of one thing that I am starting to see a lot in this real estate market nowadays is that people such a people buying at a bad rate in 2020. A lot of these people are so bad in a bad situation that a lot of people would rather sell their house for sale by owner rather than going to hire an agent and paying a 6%, 5% fee, because people bought at an all-time high. And these people are so upside down on their mortgages to where they think, paying their agent 5%, 4%, 3% is too much money that they're losing out, because they just made an overall bad decision because of, how people thought the economy was. Well, this is a gift and a curse for somebody like myself. Number one is because what a lot of not buyers, but a lot of sellers are looking for nowadays is they want no closing costs. They want no commissions. They don't want any fees. They just want the property sold, and they want to make as much profit as possible. This is where people like myself and other wholesalers or people who know how to structure deals to where people, and agents too, but where people can actually afford to sell their house and not pay any fees or come out of pocket. So that's something that's relatively new in what I see in the market, but a lot of people, it's kind of 50-50. Evidently, people have to make their own decisions. The government is not necessarily going to save anybody. Definitely ain't saving me. That's why I ain't worried about it. We're going to figure it out regardless. But, people got to figure it out, Tough love, Hey, but make sure you guys like and subscribe. I just wanted to get out a video, something a little different. Also give you guys an update on the real estate market, where it stands today, and my thoughts and concerns on it. So definitely make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. And comment below to let me know what other videos you guys want me to make content on in reference to real estate. Hello guys, so what's up? So it's Eli once again. And two things. Right now we on South Beach. We out here getting it in. We outside. We walking. And I guess this is just one of my introspective Miami vlogs and whatnot. Because, guys, so I came all the way out here to South Beach just for me to have a hard time finding parking. And with me having a hard time finding parking, pause, let's check out the whip real quick. Nice whip. So with me having a hard time finding parking, I dropped somebody off literally an hour ago. I come down here. By the time I get here, they're ready to be picked up. And I'm just now found parking. I just literally got outside. There's a lot of families and people here. So evidently, I didn't even get to do what I wanted to do out here. But that's why there's always tomorrow. And that's why there's always later in the day. Evidently, I do want to go ahead and start walking. But guys, I'm going to talk to you guys about something that was actually been hitting me lately. There's a crazy thing that's currently going on in the economy today. A lot of people are getting evicted. A lot of people can't afford to pay their rent. A lot of people are getting fired. A lot of people can't afford to pay their bills. And they're also not able to find a new job. So I thought it would be essentially beneficial for a lot of these people to figure out what they want to do and how they want to go about it. Yeah, so one thing about being in Miami that I do love, though, is that there's money all around, to where being in Miami kind of motivates you to kind of get your life together. And, like, it shows you that, if you get your money right, you can pretty much do anything. And the world is a lot bigger than, your small town. Because evidently, you're living in a small town. You're kind of trapped mentally. And I would say, like, a lot of people don't really travel, haven't really been to any countries in a small town, especially in, like, Pensacola. So it is definitely one of those cities to where, I love it. You can, like, literally change your life. One thing also, too, about Miami is that being in Miami, it shows you, and you meet so many different people from all different walks of life, that you can be in the worst situation ever and you can change your life in a split second. It's kind of crazy.
Turn right onto Park Avenue, then take the first left onto 23rd Street.
GPS that you're hearing it, but they want to go ahead and finish the video. So, guys, like, you know, there's a lot of crazy things going on in the world. You know, a lot of people losing their jobs to AI development.
At the stop sign, turn left onto 23rd Street, then take the first right onto Pine Tree Drive.
Oops. Yeah, so guys, there's a lot of people losing their jobs to AI. Thousands of people getting laid off. A lot of people homeless, out here looking crazy. Guys, it's definitely like one of those, I would say, one of those eras where, you know, I'm not gonna say it's 2008 over again, but it's definitely similar. And it's to the point to where, you know, although a lot of people are going through it, because I've been through it myself, this is actually one of the best times to start something new, like especially like during a downturn that people are not really hip to.